So it's another get ready with me, 2 days in a row. I think my girls will be so proud. The feedback I got was that they were not embarrassed. They were actually proud of me for putting together my first get ready with me. And these get ready with me are a little bit more meaningful than, I'll just leave it there. So yeah, I'm getting ready to go downstairs. We are on our 4th day of Funnel Hacking Live. And being among this community, this ClickFunnels community, has been incredibly empowering. And this is our 3rd year, and literally year upon year compounds along the next. And it's like we've been able to really connect with people and tap into this power that we have inside of us. And it's like a spark, and then it creates this fire, and we have this momentum. And me and my husband, meaning we, are getting closer and closer to defining and clarifying our message and our service to the world. So you probably know we actually own a service business back at home. We have recently gotten into the coaching space. A lot of you know us through fitness and creating energy and the amazing things that come with an amazing foundation to being very successful, productive, efficient, effective entrepreneur, how to lead ourselves individually, but also our team and our support for each other and our family and our daughters, and then also how we can show up in a way that's going to influence and the rest of the world. So it's really more than just personal growth, and personal growth, how it affects our immediate circle, but also the potential for a lot more. That is why we believe so much in the power of self-development, self-discovery. It really starts with just believing that there's more for us as individuals. There's more for our business. There's more for our relationships. We have this innate desire, this passion is what you hear referred to a lot, to move forward in a way that's going to bring more energy into our life, more productivity into our lives, more influence and more impact and contribution into our lives that we can share with our world around us. And we've been able to become really clear about the path that we've taken in our entrepreneurial journey. And we are in a position to craft it and package it in a way that's really gonna help you, that's really gonna help our kids and our team and other entrepreneurial couples to step into this path of what we like to call the way forward. So that is what we're doing here in the ClickFunnels community currently, and that is what we are looking to kind of get more clear on the message and how we're going to offer this to the world. And it's just been an amazing experience. It's been built up of years upon years of just really getting clear on even who we are and what we are definite of purpose. Russell talks about this a lot, actually, is really getting clear on what you want for your life. And we all have it. We all have the desire for clarity and purpose and direction. And I know that there's probably a point in your life when you felt like you didn't have that. You felt directionless, burnt out, frustrated, confused, living day to day that just didn't seem very meaningful, purposeful. And I've done that. My husband and I have done that. We've been there. We've been very broken mentally, financially, spiritually. We've been incredibly broken in a lot of ways. And I think the turning point for us was believing that there was more for us. So we started asking those questions, like, what can we do for ourselves? What can we do together? What could we do in our community that would call on our strengths, that would call on what we love, that would call on what lights us up? So we started asking questions about our identity, like, who are we? Like, really, who are we? Not just the roles we play, but like, what makes us happy? Like, what are the things that we value? What are the things that we want for ourselves and for like confidence? We want like these very traits that we think make people successful. What do we want? And there was a point in our life where we had to really define that. Like, I remember meeting at a coffee shop and we're talking about how burnt out and frustrated and confused and everything that we feel as a couple in our relationship and in our careers. I did nursing for 6 years. And although what nursing taught me was amazing and it's everything to do with what I get to do today, but it also wasn't what I wanted to do forever. I felt like there was more for me. And in my husband, his engineering work, with him being gone away from our brand new family at the time, very toddlers. We had 3 toddlers at that time. We were discovering that, we were becoming more broken, more disconnected, to the point of where we were basically going to be calling it quits. I remember the moment that I had to decide. It was a split second moment that I had to decide to hold on or to keep moving forward. And it was like God told me, hold on, this is a season. This is part of your story, hold on. And I really believe that was God in that moment that said, it's hard, but this is part of your story. It's hard that your husband is away. It's hard that you feel like you're a single mom doing all the things day to day to take care of your family and work part-time as a registered nurse and be on call and make sure the house is clean and all these things, right? All these things that a mom who has 3, actually the 4th one was on the way, was feeling. I was stuck, confused, burnt out, frustrated, resentment. I had all this bubbling up and it was becoming so much for me. And I had to decide that there was a way forward and that I was going to be open to whatever that was. I had no coaching. I had no path. God gave me comfort in knowing that there's a way forward. And I didn't really know what that was. And let's see, we're like 12 years later, actually, 12 to 13 years later, and I'm discovering what that was. There was a way forward for us. And that's something that I love that I get to share with some people now. Even in my my one-to-one coaching with clients, I'm able to describe them this path I was able to take, not just for myself, but with my husband, with my family, and how it's impacted every aspect of our life. And it's been an amazing journey. Our entrepreneurial journey has been amazing. But we had to get, where it all started was that we have to get super clear on where we are in that moment. And in that moment, like I said, we were broken. We were drifting. We were directionless. We were confused. We were mad at each other. We were not on the same page, disconnected. And we had to say, okay, let's get present. Let's sit down. We're going to write some stuff down. So we started this talk back and forth, journaling, interviewing type process in the middle of a coffee shop. And we decided that we were going to do something together. The hard skills, soft skills, the drive, everything that we were putting into our professions at the time, we wanted to take and put into something that was for us. Something that where we were investing our time, effort, and energy and money into that would eventually pay off. And I am so grateful for the moment in the coffee shop that we made the decision to get on the same page and to say, okay, I'm going to hold on. I don't know what's coming, but I'm going to take the steps because that's what God promises us. God promises us providence, and He promises us next steps when we can't see it ourselves. And that is the comfort that we had day to day to keep taking the steps to where we feel like God was calling us. And this is something you just really can't explain until kind of after. And that's why it's so important, if you're struggling with having to have the big picture and like having to know the next steps, it doesn't have to be that way. It just has to be, you have to just keep moving forward. We had to identify the things that we valued, the things that we wanted for our family and for our girls long term, and make it very real in that moment for us. We had to visualize it, we had to believe it, and then we had to see that we are just going to take the next step. Whatever we felt in that moment that we needed to do was going to be taking the next step. And day to day, we kept taking steps forward. And we started to see the promises that God tells us that when you take the next step, you will be directed to the next step. We were starting to see that in our business even very early on. We were starting to see that we were operating in a way that was like real teamwork, in a way that made us feel connected and focused and driven and productive day to day, all because we decided to do something, tackle something together that was hard for our family. It was also hard for us to stay in our jobs. So we had to choose the hard that was going to be long-term most beneficial for our family. And that was togetherness. That was creating fun memories with each other, with our daughters, vacations. It was being able to buy a 5-bedroom house, which now we have a 6-bedroom lake house. It was having 5 trucks running in our service business. It was being able to be financially free. And a lot of it, although we are not 100% financially free at this moment, that's something we're working toward. So it's all about taking steps and working toward all that we said that we wanted that drove us to those very next steps. So we had to get super clear on what we were declaring in our life and where we wanted to go. So these statements for us looked like declarations. They were statements of definite of purpose in our life. So for us, what it looked like was bullet points on a notebook pad, and it was, this is what we want. And then we were able to refine that and define that more and more. As we were able to meet some of those things, we were able to commit to our next level. Okay, so if you are in a place of not feeling like you have direction, focus, maybe you're just out of energy. If you're in a place that you crave more, know that there absolutely is a way forward. We've taken it. We've taken our way forward. Even when we didn't really know 5 steps from that point, we still took a way forward. And it all started with getting super clear on where we wanted to be, who we wanted to become. And that is a concept that I fully believe in, is that we have to be able to believe before we can build, before we can become all that our soul craves. And without the steps day to day, and with those steps being in alignment with our values and those things that drive us and those things that make us feel most alive and happy and useful, purposeful, intentional day to day, if those steps are not in alignment with what we want to accomplish with our life, we're going to get to the top of that success mountain and look down and realize that we're on the wrong mountain because they're not in alignment with even who we are and what we value the most. So if for us, we value time with our family, time with our girls. So if we build this amazing business and it takes us and we have this amazing success, but we lost present time and memories and fun times and those things that we value the most, connection with our family, with each other, with our girls, with our community, our team, because we value that so much, and if it wasn't in alignment with what we've been able to achieve, we're going to still feel broken. We're going to still feel like something's missing. So this is the ultimate fulfillment. This is the ultimate aliveness, ultimate mastery of being able to really discover these things that make us up, this uniqueness, this giftedness that God has put inside of us. When we can develop and really discover those things and put them into our next steps, and they're in alignment with all that we want to become, this is the highest level of fulfillment in life that you can take and contribute back to the world that's good. And if you feel like you're on this journey, and if you feel like that's something you want in your life, you want more discovery, purpose, meaningful life, start with reflection. Start with identifying. Start with statements of declaration saying that I am this. It could be, I am a supportive mother. I am a speaker. I am a coach. I am an author. I am a powerful businesswoman. I am a creator. And if you look at all these things and you're looking in them on a scale from 1 to 10, and maybe some of these things you want to be a 10. Obviously, everybody wants to operate at its highest level. But if you're sitting at like a 5 and you're grading yourself, I'm operating at a level 5 in my level of being a supportive and present mom. And how can I build myself to be a more present and supportive mom so that I can operate at a level 10, right? So there are very tactical, actionable ways that you can become that 9, 10, but day to day even, that's sustained. And it's all about becoming. It's all about training. It's all about changing your mindset and your perspective and operating through a different lens. And looking back at even your past and realizing that past was working for me. That pain and that struggle and that everything I went through was working for me, because it has led me to know that this is what I want more than anything. And that is to be a very present and supportive mom, for example. So if you take these things that you declared that you want in your life and you can develop them in a way that's going to allow you to operate at your highest level, that is where aliveness and fulfillment and ultimate success comes from. And I want that for you. I want that for you, because not only will it show up in different ways, like in your bank account, your success, your financial success. It'll show up in success in your relationships. You have amazing relationships that are meaningful and purposeful. You have, even with your spouse and your kids, you'll find success in the way you operate your energy, your fitness level, your physicality. You will have success. There's lots of areas of life, health, business, relationships, that you can have success. And it all comes down to believing, building that, and becoming that. You deserve all that your soul craves. I've said this a gazillion times, but what that means is that there's a power and there's a desire and a passion inside of you that over time, if developed, will allow you to live at your highest, most authentic, most alive self. So, I hope that this conversation was even meaningful to you and that it resonates in a way that's going to cause you to move into action. Maybe you need to start writing down your declarations. Maybe you need to start scoring where you are in those declarations. How can I operate at a 10, even though I feel like a 3 or 4 or 5 right now? That's where it starts with. It starts with information assessment. And then it starts with believing that there is more. And then there's ways to build that. And then there's ways to become that. I followed this process. I followed this journey. I wasn't able to put words to what I was doing, but now I have. I'm using my past to define my future. And I'm going to keep doing it. And it's this cycle, and it's just this growth. It's a journey. It's a process that I believe in. And you can have it. You can have fullness, aliveness, joy that you're meant to have. So I am cheering you on. Know that it's not easy, but we have to choose our hard. And I hope that you choose the hard that causes you to get to know yourself, that causes you to make impact in the world around you, to contribute in ways that you never thought that you could. It's very possible. Remember, all that's possible is possible for you. So go get it.